Well, I guess the required amount of views to greenlight this video, which was 100 views, has passed. And here you guys go, Monkie Kid Season 3. The season begins with a fight of Monkey King against the Lotus Prince, Nesha, where he takes a map from the temple and leaves as soon as he sees MK was in trouble because of the Lady Bone Demon. The gang is still bummed that they lost when Monkey King reveals why he fought Nesha. He did it in order to get the map to the 3 rings of the Samadhi Fire. The lore dump is then interrupted by Macaque, who is tasked by the Lady Bone Demon to bring in MK to her. The gang stops him and they crash into the sea. Episode 2 begins with the gang being taken to an underwater kingdom, which is the kingdom of the Dragon of the East, Ao Guang, who forbids them from retrieving the rings, until he discovers something wrong with Mei, something related to the rings. And when Macaque tracks them down to attack the city, this is when Ao Guang decides to let them go on their journey. Episode 3. The gang are now in the desert when their new truck breaks down, where they encounter the goldfish demon who scams them of their possessions because they needed to buy a new engine for the van. So they ended up having to play a game in which they would have to try to find the turtle under the cups. The turtle's name's Monty, by the way. So eventually they get scammed of all of their possessions, and MK regains his gold vision and sees through all the scams, and they get their new engine and all their stuff back, and they're now on the way to the journey. So, episode 4. The gang gets separated by a false van created by Macaque, who's still on his journey to bring MK to the Lady Bone Demon. So, MK, Mei, and Sandy tussle with Macaque for a bit, until MK re-unlocks his 72 transformations, which allows them to escape. Episode 5. Pixie and Tang are freaking out because they don't know where the others are, and they are also dealing with the demon outside when Monkey King's out of commission as well because he decided to meditate to gain his powers back. So, Pixie gives Monkey King a pepper to wake him up, which ends up resetting his mindset to when he was still on his journey to the west. The demon ends up kidnapping Tang, so Pixie and Monkey King go off to the Scorpion Queen's temple and rescue Tang. And after they do that, Tang knocks back Monkey King's mindset into his present self. But before that, Monkey King ends up mentioning a 4th ring of Samadhi, and it started to make Pixie question him. So, episode 6. MK, Mei, and Sandy end up in DBK's fortress after Red Sun finds them in the desert. That's when they realize that DBK has the 1st ring of Samadhi, which is on his nose, that ring nose he had since season 1. So, they plan a heist to take the ring, along with that showing more foreshadowing for Mei. Episode 7. The gang decides to go to the moon since that's where the 2nd ring of Samadhi is, which is in Chang'e's factory, which is on the moon. So MK, Pixie, and Monkey King decide to retrieve the ring, and that's the episode. Yeah, actually pretty much that's that, literally the episode. They go to retrieve the ring from Chang'e's factory. So, episode 8. The gang heads to the City of Lanterns, since that's where Monkey King buried the 3rd ring of Samadhi, which was his ring he was in charge of. But some people from centuries ago end up finding the ring, and they decide to host a competition to win the ring itself. So the gang benched Tang and performed their music because they couldn't really find the way to fit Tang into the band, and it's a music competition, so they end up making Tang the band manager instead. But Tang decides he should just take the ring himself, so he's not a useless member of the team, when he is stopped by Macaque, who plants some doubts in Tang's mind based on his own trauma. But Tang ends up standing up for himself, unlocks his powers, dazes Macaque, and gets the ring. And the gang leave on a train to the mountain to perform the ritual. Back to Macaque, the Lady Bone Demon gets to him and ends up giving him one last chance to bring in MK by giving him a piece of her power, resulting in Macaque petrifying the city. Episode 9. Nesha tracks down the gang, which leads to another tussle with the Monkey King, while the gang heads for the mountaintop. Monkey King and Nesha get stopped by Macaque, where he heads on his way to the ritual to complete his mission. The gang accidentally starts the ritual when Mei being affected by it. Macaque arrives and interrogates them to finish the ritual in order for the fire to cleanse his connection to the Lady Bone Demon, and the episode ends. Episode 10 begins with a flashback of the creation of the Rings of the Samadhi, with the source being Red Sun as a child. And it shows that a piece of the fire slips and hits Alia, the Dragon of the West. Flash forwarding to the present, the ritual starts. Nesha and Monkey King frees himself and heads to try to stop the ritual, but end up failing. Mei is now engulfed in the flames, revealing that she is the 4th ring of Samadhi. Feeling betrayed, Mei rages out on Monkey King. Macaque escapes the area, while everyone is still trying to survive. MK eventually hugs Mei to comfort her by pushing through the flames, but she pushes him away since she can't control the flyer. So May flies off and the gang decides to try and stop the Lady Bone Demon themselves. Well, specifically Monkey King. The other gang are just there to try to stop Monkey King himself. So somewhere, May crashes sobbing for abandoning her friends when Red Sun approaches her to give her some fire training. This leads us to the special, Embrace Your Destiny. The special begins with Monkey King attempting to stop the Lady Bone Demon solo, along with her assistant the Mayor, when it cuts to May training with Red Sun. MK and Naja both try to help Monkey King against the Bone Demon by stopping him from trying to be corrupted by her. But their efforts fail since Monkey King ends up getting taken under control by the Lady Bone Demon after he puts the Mayor out of commission. And she uses Monkey King to take out Naja, which leads to MK being teleported to where May and Red Sun are. MK informs them about the Lady Bone Demon until Monkey King descends from the sky and takes May with him since the Lady Bone Demon wants to use the Samadhi Fire for her plan to destroy the world. But May ends up meditating in order to prevent her from using her powers. So MK and Red Sun then head off to the rest of the gang who are trying to fix the truck. Macaque decides to join the party to help by getting the Mayor. The gang gets to listen to the Lady Bone Demon's plan from her henchman, which is the Mayor, who Macaque brought in after being taken out by the Monkey King, where they then formulate the plan to get May and the staff back to help stop the Lady Bone Demon. So they head off to the giant bone mech to stop her, when Monkey King and Lady Bone Demon interrupt their plans, with Lady Bone Demon using the Spider Queen's henchmen spirits as her own minions. Macaque holds off Monkey King, and the gang fend off the Spider Queen's old henchmen, while Red Sun deals with May. MK ends up grabbing the staff, and Monkey King fights off his possession, helping MK retrieve back his staff, which in turn brings all his powers back. With nothing left to lose, the Lady Bone Demon frees the little girl she was using as her host, and uses 100% of her power to take over May to use the Samadhi Fire to power her mech. So, the gang flee from the mech, and MK brings back his iconic monkey mech to stop the Bone Demon. MK holds off the swords of the Bone Mech, and Tang gives the mech a power boost rune, where everyone in the world gives their power to help MK, where they now rise up, freeing everybody from petrification, and the Monkey Gang defeat the Lady Bone Demon through the power of friendship. That was pretty corny, but yeah. Okay, someone in the afterlife, MK talks with the Lady Bone Demon one last time, where she says his life will only lead
to pain.
And the gang have some noodles, and everything is back to normal, until they reveal a mysterious scroll in Monkey King's pile of treasure. That's Season 3. Thanks for watching. Bye.